Hi, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's move this down a little bit. Okay, come on in, guys. Today, I know it says first day of class, but today is this is the second day of the first week. So don't mind my little sign. Come on in. Sorry, you guys, I'm late. Steph, you're here, you're here, you're here. Yay. Okay, sorry I'm a little bit late, guys. My neighbor is apparently having a rave. I don't know why. I don't know why on a Wednesday at 7:30 he decided to, and I keep saying he, I have no idea who this neighbor is because they're not my direct neighbor. We just share a wall. Hi everyone, come on in. Come on in. How many of you guys did your homework? Because somebody already turned in their homework. I just want y'all to know. Someone has already turned in their homework. Homework's not due till Sunday. And they turned it in. Hey guys, hi. Oh, look at everybody coming in. Look at everybody coming in. Yes, you guys. I love it. Okay, officially, lady. I'm glad you started on it. But I believe if Asia's in here, Asia already uploaded her homework to the chat. So I don't know if you guys have been on our Patreon today, but she has already uploaded it. Let's see. Yes, you'll have it on Sunday. No pressure, but I'm just saying. Somebody is already doing the work, okay? Okay, so today's class is a recap, but it's a recap with a little more bells and whistles because you guys, I'm trying to figure out how to stream live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time, like to do like a multi-stream, and it's a little bit more complicated than I actually thought it would be. So everywhere will let you stream, but TikTok will not let you stream with everybody else. So I'm figuring it out. Streamlabs, I think if Alien Superstar's on here, she found a way for me to do that. But I can't really see the comment, and our whole thing is being interactive, which is why I like the live. Instead of just posting videos with the information, like I really like the interaction part of this. So we're gonna keep doing it live on here. I'm just gonna figure out. I know, and Campbell. So I do use two devices, so you can't see, but I have my laptop right in front of me. So then I will stream with my laptop camera, and I tried it yesterday. And it's just weird because my attention is here. I have eyeline here for camera, and then I have eyeline here for camera. So either I'm ignoring eyeline here for camera, and then I have eyeline here for camera. So either I'm ignoring you guys or I'm ignoring these people, whoever's on this device. So I don't know. We're going to figure it out. It's going to work out. It has to. Stream TikTok on phone and YouTube on your laptop. That's what I tried, Lethea. That's what I tried yesterday. And I didn't really like it. So I didn't stream live. I just filmed it as if it were live. And I don't like that the eye contact isn't there. No, Kavya, you are late for class, but also so am I. So that's fine. Yes, thank you, Steph. Steph always keeping me on track. Okay, so before we get started, we have to start with our commercial break. The first commercial break is buy the guide. If you are interested in really learning in this class and really getting this information, the best way to do that is to purchase my guide. You can find it in the link in my bio. You can also, so if you go through the link, it's $20 through the link. If you join our Patreon, it is free to join Patreon. If you join Patreon and put in the code Jillian, which is my first name, Gyllian, it gives you $3 off of the guide, okay? I also realized yesterday that I kind of work out of both of my guides. Like I go back and forth between them. So I think I might come up with a deal that makes the first guide a little bit cheaper. So if you guys want to buy both of them, but ultimate guide to your pitch deck is the one I'm working off of mostly. So let me get off of our Patreon account. So it's the ultimate guide to creating a pitch deck for scripted TV. That is the one that we're using in this class. Go to my link in my bio, purchase the guide. You can follow along. The reason why I asked you to do that One is the notes are already there. It's like your cheat sheet. So you already know kind of the direction I'm going in, how I'm breaking up the classes. You can follow along. If you miss a class, if you're late to a class, you already know where we are and what we're going through. Second, it is the single best way to support me, your professor, because I want to keep this platform completely free and open to everyone. But that does take time and energy and effort and all those kind of things. And so a way to help support me to be able to do that without putting a subscription or a price on it is to purchase the guide. So it's win-win for both of us. Okay, so that's our first part of the commercial break. The second part is February 16th. I want you guys to write this date down. February 16th, our live pitch workshop, we have an interview, okay? And I'm not going to confirm who the person is that we are interviewing, but I will tell you now, if you have Netflix, please watch the first episode of Night Agent, season 1 and season 2. Okay? Let me know you got that. Let me see some hearts. Start tapping if you got that. Yes, yes, yes. I see 0 hearts. There are 0 hearts. I mean, did you guys not hear me at all? Night Agent. Yes. You want to do Night Agent. You want to read. There we go. I love the heart. So you want to watch the pilot episode, which is the first season, episode 1, and then season 2, episode 1. You can watch as much as you want, but those are the 2 that will end up being very significant to us it'll help give you context for our interview on February 16th, okay? So that commences our commercial break. Are you guys ready for class? Are we ready for class? If you are, put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1 in the comment if you are ready for class. Because I can stall more if you want. Okay, I see a 1. I see 1. Okay, let's go. Okay, so first thing, as you can see, yesterday, what we did not cover, we kind of skipped over the basics, right? So today, I just want to do a quick little, what is a pitch deck? I want to make sure we're all on the same page with that, and we all understand what that is, okay? So I want to, how many of you guys know, how many of you feel confident you know what a pitch deck is? If you are confident you know what a pitch deck is, put 2s in the comment section. Okay, I see a couple of 2s. I see a couple of 2s. Steph, I have a question. Because I cancel out what you pinned on my end, does it cancel out for everyone? Answer that when you get a chance. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. So this is why I cancel it out. If you ever see me cancel out, is because I can't see the comments. So when it pens, all your comments are really tiny. Wait, did that say Hillman Talk Caribbean? Oh, Caribbean history. Yes. Okay. I thought we were branching off. I thought we had other campuses. I thought we had like international campuses for a second. Okay. So what is a pitch deck? Simply put, a pitch deck is how you visually represent your show concept. It is how you visually represent your show concept. It's really that straightforward. It should outline a couple of things. 1, the format of your show, the concept of your show, and what the value of your show is. Okay? So those are the 3 things it should outline. Your format of your show, meaning, is it a 1-hour procedural? Is it a 30-minute comedy? Is it a 22-minute web series? You know, like you want to outline that format. You want to understand the concept. What is this project about? What is this show about? And the third is what value your show is. Meaning, who is your demographic? Who is showing up to watch this? Who is going to want to buy ad space to talk to your viewers? Who are your viewers? Okay? Pitch deck, there are 2 elements to a pitch deck. 1 is the actual content in the pitch deck, the words, what you write, how you spell things out. The other part is the visual, okay? The content of the words you are using to describe your show, very important, but the imagery and the aesthetic of your pitch deck are equally as important. For example, if you're pitching The Bachelor, which we know The Bachelor is a show about a man trying to find the one, so he's going to date multiple women on this dating show. If your pitch deck for The Bachelor has a forest and a fire pit and a bow and arrow and a giant buffalo, it does not match the aesthetic at all. Like, not at all. Okay, so you want to make sure your words and your visuals align. Those are the two elements of your pitch deck. What your pitch deck should do, it should outline the format, the concept, and the value of the show. Okay, so go ahead and put in the comments one of the 3 things your pitch deck should do. One of the 3 things your pitch deck should do. Put in the comments. Did someone say tone? Was someone even listening? Who said tone? Because you know, y'all, I didn't yell at y'all yesterday. I'm about to yell at somebody today. Tone, tone, tone. Gabba dabba do. Gabba dabba do. That was an excellent guess, but that is not what I just told you. There we go. Describe that. Thank you, Gabba do. Gabba dabba do. Thank you, darling. You understand. Exactly. Your pitch deck overall. Format, concept, what the value of your show is. Perfect. What are the 2 elements of your pitch deck? There are only 2 elements involved in your pitch deck. Give me one of them. Yes, there we go. Black chivalrous nerd. You got it. You got it. Yes, 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 yes. Content and visuals. Perfect. Do we feel good about that? Tap the screen if you feel good about it. I want to see a lot of hearts if we feel good about it. Yes, yes, yes. Look at you guys. Oh, Jesus, honey. Look at me trying to get all sophisticated over here. Child, this is why we got to go to YouTube, because this is intense. I keep hitting the same thing over and over again. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to move this down because we're moving to Loglines. Okay, I'm late. I was rewatching Marvelous Miss Jaquez. I should just let y'all know I'm ready to yell at people today. Okay, so don't tempt me. Do not tempt me because I'm ready to yell at people. Is this going to be on YouTube? Barbie, it is going to be on YouTube, but not until next week. YouTube is always a week behind us. Okay, I know, Amari, I see you laughing, but you know I'm ready to yell at people. Okay, loglines, 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 people. Are we ready? Are we ready? You guys are so great with the loglines yesterday. But let's get into it, okay? I'm sorry I was late because I was crying because my sorority kid. Oh! Amina! Girl, we don't want you to be kicked out of the sorority. I'm sorry. Was it a this sorority or a that sorority? Content. I'm Lethea, content. I'm saying content, your content and your visuals. Amina, Amina, I'm not a sorority girl, but I am going to say sometimes blessings come in the way of heartache. Sometimes. I don't know if that's the case here, but sometimes. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. That is your free therapy for today. Okay? Okay, loglines, loglines, loglines. Are we ready? Loglines have what? A formula. A formula. Okay, who knows the formula? Who was here yesterday and can give me one element from the formula for your logline? Let's see. Let's see. I don't think anybody can. I don't know. I don't know. Just clean chemistry. Ah! Okay, first of all, y'all are throwing everything out there. Y'all are throwing everything I said yesterday. Y'all are throwing out in the comment section. I'm crying. Crying. Everything. Y'all just put it all. Y'all don't even need this class today. Y'all don't even need this class today. Y'all put it all out there. Yes. Okay, so let me back it up. What is a logline? For those of us who do not know, if there might be some new people in here or people who didn't take notes yesterday, or you're like me and you have to hear things a couple times, okay? Yes, clarity over complexity, yes. Okay, a logline is a 1 to 2 sentence summary of your show designed to hook the reader immediately, okay? A 1 to 2-sentence summary of your show, and it is designed to hook the reader immediately. Okay? Designed to hook your reader immediately. Exactly. How many words should it be? I saw someone put it in there already. No more than 40. If you hit 40 words, redo it. Go back in and chop some stuff up, okay? 30 words, you're sitting good. But if you can get it for under, that's better. We read some log lines yesterday, and they were very long, and they were only 2 sentences. Grey's Anatomy, very, very long. Very long. The Sopranos, very long. Not as long as Grey's Anatomy. Oh, actually, no, I think word for word it was longer, but Grey's Anatomy felt like I was reading a book, okay? Felt like I was reading a book. Let's see, when inciting incident, protagonist subject. Yes. Oh, I love this. Where is this energy on our Patreon? Where is this energy on our Patreon discussion board? Because we have people on there like discussing, but we need the same kind of energy. Yes, 3 sentences if you're Shonda Rhimes. Exactly. For Steven Spielberg, you can have 20. Okay? Once you've gotten to a certain stature, you can kind of do whatever you want. Okay? Somebody's gonna say yes. Okay? Okay, a 1 to 2 sentence summary of your show designed to hook the reader immediately. An example. You already know this example. A high school chemistry teacher turned methamphetamine producer navigates the criminal underworld while trying to provide for his family in this gripping drama. That is, ladies and gentlemen, Breaking Bad, or Breaking Bath, as officially Lady said. Yes, that is Breaking Bad, and that is 1 sentence. 1 sentence. Did we do the word count on this yesterday? I always forget what this word count is. Let's see. That's 23 words. 23 words. So let me read that again, because I think understanding that is 23 words. A high school chemistry teacher turned methamphetamine producer navigates the criminal underworld while trying to provide for his family in this gripping drama. That's only 23 words. So if you have 40, you're almost doubling that. Okay? So this is how we keep it in perspective. If you get to 40, you have way too much. 40 is the cap. And if you have 40 and you're not Shonda Rhimes, you're not Steven Spielberg, okay? Okay? There's a few other people that get, not Ava, okay? A few other people may be able to get away with that. But that was 23 words for Breaking Bad, okay? So now, let's break down the formula. Do we remember this from yesterday? In other words, short and sweet. Short, direct, to the point. Okay? So now what I want to show you guys is how we do... Let's see. Is this what I want to do? Oh, I didn't know it was going to come out like that. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? I'll just have to shift it as we like move around. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get off of, I want to go here first. I want to go back down to our title page because our log line is going to spin us off in a ways. Okay. So can you guys see that? Tagline, a short. Can you guys see that? Maybe if I do this, can you guys see it that way? Yeah? Okay, that's much better. Okay, so we talked about your log line. The most important part of your pitch deck is what? Your title page. Okay, I'll blow this up when we get to the part that we need to know, okay? Your title page. Single most important part of your pitch deck. And I should have led with that. I'm so sorry. Your title page is the single most important part of your pitch deck. Tell me in the comments why this page is so important. Why is the title page the most important part of your pitch deck? I don't see any answers. Ah, there we go. First impression. First impression. So guys, I know it takes a minute to like type the stuff in. I'm just giving you a hard time and I'm going to do it anyway. Even if you answer in 2 seconds, I'm going to be like, oh, you're taking forever. Peace, will this be re-uploaded? Like this Class, yes, the class is uploaded to YouTube the following week. So the first day of class was yesterday. I will be posting that on Monday, this coming Monday. Exactly. Identity, who you are, and the project is about. Yes, your title page. When it comes to your pitch deck specifically, your title page is the single most important page. It will make or break whatever attention span you have for the person sitting down and reading it, okay? The first page of your pitch deck will be your title page. There's no exception. This is one of those rules. I mean, you really have to already have like a first look deal with several production companies and networks for you to not have a title page. Like that, like to break that rule, you have to literally be entertainment. You have to be Netflix. I think that's the only way you can get away with it, okay? So it has to be as dramatic as you can with the aesthetic and theme of your show. It's the first page people see when they open up your deck. That's why it's crucial. Okay, so on your title page, we have your tagline. I hope it helps you guys see it. A short, ideally 3-word phrase that supports your series. Can we all see that? That is your tagline. Sure, just clean chemistry. I don't want to insult the people I'm trying to get to buy my project. But yes, attention spans are short, okay? So your tagline, a short, ideally 3-word phrase that supports your series, okay? It supports your series. How many words, people? How many words? I want to see it on the screen. Just put the number. How many words should your tagline be? Thank you, Shadow. Perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3. I love. Tagline, Breaking Bad, semicolon, or Breaking Bad, colon, change the chemistry. That is the tagline for Breaking Bad. Change the chemistry. Okay? Your tagline is not your plot. Look, Steph, if you want 30, if that's the rule you want to break, go for it. I don't think it's going to work for you. I don't think it's going to work out well. But if that's what you want to put, that's what you want to put. No, change the chemistry. Your tagline is not the plot. Your tagline is not the twist. Your tagline is not revealing of some big secret involved in your show. Your tagline is to give me an idea or a phrase that supports your series. Oh, and he may or may not be dead was my short film tagline. Woo! Oh, and he may or may not be dead. I love it, but it's long. We could have easily said dead or alive. But I feel like that's different connotations. My bad, misunderstood the question. Okay. Okay. Hey, Shantae, you just stumbled into TV Production 101. This is our second day of class. Come in, have a seat, and take a look at what we're doing. Okay, so on your title page is the title of your series. Okay? Title, large, bold, eye-catching font. Font that also supports the tone and the genre of what you are creating, okay? Tagline. Then you need, of course, your visuals. Can you guys see that? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Okay, how's that? Visuals. Your visuals all throughout need to support the tone of your series and represent the world you are creating. Okay, so your world that you are creating is what you are selling us on. You are getting me to want to be part of this world, okay? So all the visuals on that page need to support the tone of your series and represent the world you are creating. The last but not least is your contact info, okay? So in regards to our homework that we were assigned yesterday is to create a title page. Your title page should have all of these things on here. Tagline, visuals, your contact info. Because you're submitting it into a public place, you can just put your TikTok handle. Just put your TikTok handle. You don't have to dox yourself, okay? Let's not do that. Okay, just put your TikTok handle. But that is what you need for the title page portion of your homework. And it is very important that you do your title page, because we are going to circle back to that at the end of the semester, and we're going to see how much growth we've had in understanding what your title page is. Because here's a little hint, I usually do my title page last. I like teaching it first because it's vital information, and then I like to circle back to it and see where we have grown, okay? Ooh, seduction of death. That's a good tagline. I don't know what the title is, but it sounds good. Where do you send the homework? Miss Nikki, you send the homework on our Patreon. If you're not part of our Patreon, please go to the link in my bio. You're going to click what says Stan Store. Once you click that, it'll show you all of my social handles. There'll be TikTok, YouTube, and then one with a link. That link is Patreon. Click on that. That space is absolutely free for us. I just need you guys to be members so we can all have discourse in there, okay? So homework is due Sunday. And we've already had people put their homework in. I'm just saying, we got a couple of overachievers here. They've already submitted homework. Okay, are we good with taglines? Let me see some hearts if we're good with taglines. Lots of hearts if we're good with taglines. Yes, Crystal's not sending homework. Of course not, Crystal. Of course not. Okay, so taglines, yes, we're good. I think those are hearts. Y'all are stressing me out today, honey. Title page. Okay, now we're going back to log lines, okay? Oh, wait, before we get into long lines, I want to do another quick commercial break, okay? Commercial break. 1, if you are enjoying the class and you like following along and you're taking notes, please go check out the guide. Link in my bio. Go to Stan Store link and you can purchase the guide. It's $20. It's worth it for 2 reasons. 1, you can follow along. If you miss a class, if you want to see the notes, if you want to skip ahead, if you want to literally write stuff down and follow along as I'm teaching, it is all right there. The guide is perfect for that. The second reason is I keep this space and this class completely free and open to anyone who wants to pop in and out, because I enjoy teaching this. I enjoy showing you guys like just this part of TV production, but the guide is a way to help me support doing that. So with every purchase, it allows us to keep all these spaces open and free. So go for it. Go purchase it. I will love you forever. The second part of our commercial break, February 16th, 2/16. That particular live pitch deck or live pitch workshop is going to be an interview. I am not going to tell you just yet who the interview is with, but I will say your homework has shifted a little bit. Prior to February 16th, I need you guys to watch the first episode, the pilot episode of Night Agent. It is available on Netflix. And then I would also especially love for you to watch the second season, first episode of The Night Agent. Okay, have that done by February 16th so that when we sit down to this interview, you guys will have context, okay? I know it was so good. It was so good. It was really good. Yay. Okay, thank you, Steph, for posting that. Okay, so those are our 2 commercial breaks. Go purchase the guide so you can follow along and have more perspective and more insight. Second, go watch Night Agent. First episodes of both seasons. Of course, watch as much as you want, but I think those 2 episodes will give you context. We have someone coming on who can help us and give us insight to the pitch deck, the pilot episode, and setting that whole thing up for season 1. And then we have someone who can kind of give us what the process looks like on the other end once it's pitched, greenlit, produced, and now it's time for the filming of it, what that process looks like and how that journey was. And they are more specific to season 2. So I want you guys to have a perspective of both, okay? Which of course means you probably just have to binge watch the whole thing. I mean, I did, but you don't have to do what I do. Okay, so February 16th. Okay, do we understand that? What day in February are we doing a phenomenal interview with someone who can potentially add perspective to the series Night Agent? Yes, thank you, Chrissy LD. Thank you. Thank you, Sue Tanya Lee. Thank you. Thank you, Phoenix. Thank you, Quincelin. Never mind. I'm taking it back, Quincelin. I feel like I'm yelling at you today. I feel like Quincelin is in trouble today. I feel like you are, Quincelin. You didn't do anything, but I feel like yelling at you. Yes, Crystal, let them know. If you were to take a masterclass, you'd pay way more than the $20 for my guide. Will our homework assignments be protected, or should we register titles? So here's the thing with your homework assignments. We are in a public space. So everyone who's attending the class, who's part of the Patreon, is going to see your like title page and your homework, anything that's your homework assignments. So you don't actually have to actually use your personal materials, right? You don't have to say Night Agent Perfect. If you have an idea that you're already working with, your homework does not have to be that. You can literally make something up. You can come up with another show. The homework is specific though. So when I give you the homework, it's not your idea. The homework is very specific. Exactly, Amari. So you are coming up with a comedic murder mystery. That is the homework will always be specific like that. So then you don't have to worry about putting your the idea that you want to build your ultimate pitch deck for. You don't have to worry about sharing that communally. You can come up with something on the cuff for whatever the topic is that week. Lethea, I made something up, but it's so good. Okay, girl. Yay. Okay, Crystal, no spoilers though. So much less pressure, way more fun. Yes, it is. That's what I want. I want you guys to come in because this is the brilliance of the workshop. This is part of a workshop because I want you guys to actually workshop stuff and get used to doing things. You're going to have more than whatever that one idea is that you came to my class ready to pitch to networks. Okay. You're going to have 50 million more ideas. And if you can understand the concept behind putting those ideas on paper and getting those ideas into our glass of water, if you guys were here for that analogy, then if you can do that like that seamlessly, you will not have to pay someone $5,000 to make your pitch deck. Okay. As a reminder, the average range for pitch decks to be professionally done is on the cheap end. You're talking $2,000 to $5,000 on the cheap end. Yes, people pay for other people to do their pitch decks. So not only are you going to learn how to do your pitch decks, you could, if you really got into it and it's something you really like, you could offer to do other people's pitch decks for them. Okay? They pay a lot. And I'm talking cheap end, I went to Fiverr on the cheap end and got a good quality one. You're between $2,000 and $5,000. On average, you could be anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000. If you want a sizzle reel, that's gonna throw that up because there's big money in it and there's a lot riding on it. So people are willing to pay the money. They're willing to pay the big dollars for it. Amari, how do I get a job doing that? Girl, come to this class. Figure out how to do a pitch deck and then make your little account on Fiverr and tell them you could do it. Okay. But here's the thing, to get to that quality, to charge people that much, you have to have proof in the pudding, right? So you sold your pitch deck and people's pilots got picked up. People's shows got greenlit, things that people wanted to do. But that's it. I know you guys, can I tell you, this is what I love about this class. You guys sell my guide way better than I do. Sue is like, oh, you wanted that job? Buy the guide. I mean, she's not lying. She's not lying. I'm just bad at selling myself, okay? Because I'm just I just want you guys to have the information. This is the part that I like. I'm a true creative in that sense. I'm like the artiste, and I need someone to come and market whatever I'm creating. Oh, I love it. Mo Love has all the guides. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so that is the end of our commercial break. Are we ready for our log line formula more in depth? Well, it's more like a recap because we went over it all yesterday, okay? So first thing in our log line, the formula, we have 3 elements. On a very basic, it's who, what, why. That's the basic. The sexy version of that is the subject, the conflict, the curiosity, okay? So you want to know who is your protagonist. You don't have to say their name. You very rarely will see the name of the main character in the log line. We gave the example yesterday of Grey's Anatomy, but it absolutely made sense for Shonda Rhimes to put that in there because the show is called Grey's Anatomy, spelled with an E instead of an A. And Grey's Anatomy, it's like a play on words. Grey's Anatomy is the anatomical guide for doctors. So it makes sense to let them know that the main character's name is Meredith Grey, and she is a doctor throughout her bloodline, right? Like, so that was relevant. But you don't have to. You just have to say, chemistry teacher producing methamphetamine to help his family, right? Like, so you already told me who the subject is. Now, the what is your central conflict. You do not have to give me details of the plot. I want your central conflict. Your central conflict. Yeah, E-Bolt, also her anatomy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but I can't wink. I can't. And I do it all the time. I attempt it at every turn. I cannot do it. So when you see, if it looks like I'm having a stroke, I'm really just trying to wink. I'm trying to, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. So, not we know, it's fine. Not you calling me out and not saying anything. But no, I cannot, and I will do it all the time. So just, let me live. Okay, so the who, the what, the why. Okay, and I love the way I enjoy saying subject, conflict, and curiosity. Yes. Okay, I think I lost my place in here. If you guys had the guide, you could kind of walk me back a little bit. But I think I lost it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Yes. Okay. We went over this. A concise and compelling summary of your TV show or your film, whatever the project is. Oh, I love it. It's your favorite class. Yes, 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 yes. Until I start yelling at you guys. Okay. So 1 to 2 sentence summary, right? And in there, you want to have your subject, your conflict, and the curiosity. Your central conflict, and I want to be clear about this, your central conflict is not story plots. It's not every alien superstar. It's not the ups and downs. I think that's what sometimes makes your log line too long, is you think you have to get all the story beats in there. You're not. You're just giving me that central conflict, okay? Let's go over some examples really quickly. Let's see. We have, I want to give you guys, we did scripted yesterday, so I'm going to stick to that, but let's do this one. When a young boy disappears, his mother, the police chief, and his friends must confront terrifying forces in order to get him back, right? Yes, Amari, the conflict at the heart of it. And yes, that is the log line for Stranger Things. So we're going to break that down. When a young boy, Steph, I don't know if there's enough room for you to write this up here and pin this, but I'll read it really slow, okay? When a young boy disappears, comma, his mother, comma, the police chief, and his friends must confront terrifying forces in order to get him back. So I don't know if you're able to write that, if anyone's able to write that down so we can pin it. But that is the log line for Stranger Things. So where is my subject? What's the who? What's the who? Someone tell me, what is the who in that? Bryce. Oh, look at you, Bryce, having some insight. What is the who? What is the who? Okay, we have the who is the young boy. Someone said the who is the mother and friends. But I would argue with you the subject is the boy. The who. He is the subject. Okay, now what is the why? I mean, not the why. The what. What is the central conflict? No. Grandma's not mad. Grandma's just disappointed. Thank you, Trini Babe. Yes, Trini Babe. Okay, Trini Babe, you get an A+ today. The actual conflict is confronting terrifying forces. That is the conflict. According to this log line, that is the conflict. I know. So I'm already disappointed. But yes, that is the central conflict. Because you could have a mom, you could have a kidnapped boy, but if nothing happens around that, then it's kind of boring, right? Like, oh, the kid got kidnapped. Okay, we're going to take a nap, right? No, they have to confront terrifying forces. That is the conflict. So we have the who is the young boy. We have the what, the central conflict is confronting terrifying forces. Now we just need the why. Where is the curiosity? Curiosity. What is the why? What is the why? Let's see. Come on, y'all. I know you got it. I know you got it. Yes. Okay. Sassy Janine has it. Yes. And this one is not as clear. The why is the why/curiosity usually isn't as clear cut as something like the subject. Like the subject is very, very obvious. Central conflict is going to be a little more obvious. But the curiosity part, sometimes you don't even realize as the reader that you're getting it. But you, as the writer, you absolutely have to take the time to make sure it's in there. So for this, a young boy disappears. I'm curious. Okay, he disappears. His mother, the police chief, and his friends must confront the terrifying forces in order to get him back. So now a young boy disappears and they can try to get him back. That invokes curiosity. How will they rescue the boy? What are those terrifying? Exactly. There we go. Did they change the logline to reflect later seasons? No. I mean, you know what changes? The overall like synopsis kind of changes, but the logline sometimes doesn't, they don't bother to change the logline because who sees it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like who's looking at the log line? It's someone like me who's digging through the internet trying to find it, calling friends and going, hey. So do you have the pitch deck? You think can you screen grab a shot? Like nobody's gonna see it. Nobody cares. But they will have, yes, Amari, taglines can change. Anything public facing can change and expand. But the log line specifically, they probably have forgotten about that. It's probably over somewhere. It's probably evolved wherever it has evolved, but it hasn't been called the log line since they put the pitch deck down. Now it's just the summary, and like places like IMDb will say like, oh, this is the log line, but really it's just the synopsis, or it's the overview, or it's the summary. But a specific log line, it probably by default just stays what it is. Exactly. It's like the backstage footage, behind the scenes footage. Not me saying BTS is backstage. Anyways. Are these lives going to be posted somewhere for days? We can't make it in no time. Gee. Okay, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to post the class the week after we go live. So Tuesday and today's class will be posted next Monday and next Tuesday. Okay, so and they'll be posted on YouTube, and they will always be a week behind, but always on YouTube. If I get a little fancy, I might post some clips. I tried that today. I was tired, so it didn't happen. But I will say this, Alien Superstar, if you're still in here, we have some help. Okay, we have some help. So it may be a little bit easier. Tiffany Lewis, buy the book. Thank you. My little ambassadors. Go buy the guide. Okay. Okay. Do we feel good about log lines? I don't think we do. That's perfect because I can't make two. Okay, perfect. I only got like 2-3 yeses. There are 100 and some people in here, and I get 3-4 yeses. And a yup. Oh, brown butter and B-roll. I love brown butter and B-roll. I absolutely love that name. Alliterations, I love them. Okay, good. Okay, I love that. So you guys, that literally is the recap from yesterday's class. That's basically the long and short of it. And that's how Wednesdays will go. We'll just do a quick little recap of what happened the day before. Okay, that is what we did. Crafting the perfect title page log line. Love it. I would love to do, if you guys are up for it. Oh, wait, did I see good questions? Back on off calls. Was that the original log line from Mom Talk? Yes, it was, Crystal, the original log line. There's only one log line for the whole show, correct? Yes. Only one, but also remember, log lines are really kind of behind the scenes. So sometimes people walk away from them and they pull from the synopsis, the summary, the overview for front-facing stuff. It's 1:20 in London. Oh, I didn't realize we had people from London. And that's my best London British accent. That's all I got. That's all I got. Okay, so yes, in yesterday's class, we had you guys come up with your own log line. So we're going to do that workshop again today, okay? Just to get us more practice. So we're coming up with first a title. And just so you guys know, when it comes to pitch decks, it really makes more sense for us to work backwards. If we're going with the analogy of the ocean, bringing it down to a glass of water. So we really should start with the big stuff and then come down and end with the title page. But I really like for us to get to this part first so we understand this. So you understand you're expanding out from this point, okay? So if you could take what's in the ocean and scoop a little bit in that glass and then work our way back to the ocean, helps you with perspective of the person reading your pitch, okay? Okay, Steph, you left? Girl, I was like, Steph, can you pin this? Can you pin this? And you weren't even in here. See? Okay, so first, I want to see a title. Hear me out. Hear me out. It's a title for a series about two best friends who get lost driving cross country. And that's it. That's all I'm going to give you. Everything else will come from you. Two best friends driving cross country. Give me a title. Give me a title. Two best friends traveling cross country. Ooh, Thelma and Louise. Okay. Okay, make up your own title. Lost on the Road. Good, good, good. Yes, Jasmine, your own title. Yes, Gabba Dabba Doo, your own. Passenger Princess. Ooh, Outskirt. Okay, okay. Okay, these are good. These are really good. You guys are quick with it. I'm loving every single one of these. Lost besties turned around. Okay, so that means we have some sort of concept in our brains, right? So from there with your title, I want you to give me a tagline. A tagline. Oh, these are good, guys. On Our Way, Separate Roads, Route 45, Mimosa Maps and Mysteries. Oh, these are good. Oh, Running from the Law, Going Nowhere Fast, Going Extra Mile. Almost Going Extra Mile. Put an S on that, Going Extra Miles. Quinceline, that's perfect. Let's see. Snacks, Miles, Adventure. Okay. Across Two Oceans. Pen Pals, One Letter, Two Roads. Okay, that's a little bit long for a tagline. I would take Pen Pals out of it. Just put One Letter, Two Roads. Great. A Long Goodbye, Uncharted Highways. These are fantastic. Okay, so now we have a title. We have a tagline. I want you to ask yourself for your individual title and tagline, what tone is this? Is this, or actually, let's start with genre. What genre is this? Is this a comedy? Is this a drama? Is it sci-fi? Is it a musical? Like, think about that in your mind. Like, what? And you could put it in the chat if you want to. Gas Station Gourmet. Okay, what kind? Yes, is it a drama? And there's so many types of genres. I tend to name the same ones over and over again because that's just, my mind is fixated on that. Let's see. Okay, is it a drama? A police procedural? A Western? True crime? Psychological thriller? Comedy? A horror? Is it anime, thriller, romantic comedy, historical drama? Okay. Any number of those. No Way Home, sci-fi. Okay, great. I love this. Okay, so now we Afro surrealism. So now we have our title, our tagline, our genre, now our tone. What is our tone? Is it dark? Is it lighthearted? Is it a dark comedy, a lighthearted comedy? What is our tone? Get that in your head, okay? Okay. Okay, comedy, dark comedy. Okay. I see it. Do we have any we have a lighthearted. Okay, I was just gonna say, do we have any like optimistic, lighthearted? I don't know, persuasive if it's like documentary style. Even though we're scripted. Is it mockumentary? Is it, I mean, that's more of a genre. That is a genre. Is it joyful? Is it serious? Alicia. Okay, so now we have the tone, right? We have the tone. Now, with all of that in mind, we're going to go through the formula for our log line, okay? So the first thing is your subject. Who is the subject of this series we just made up? Who is the subject? Tell me something about the subject and a character trait of the subject. Suspense. Suspense would be, well, psychological thriller is a genre. I would say suspense, I guess that would be a tone. Because you could have a suspenseful comedy, right? Two friends are caught. Okay. I love that because you guys didn't fall for it. You guys did not fall for it. Because that was a trick question because I gave you the subject, right? But now I want you to tell me a character trait. So two best friends are the subject, but give me a trait. Two best friends, give me a trait of one of them or something. Neurotypical, divergent, love it. Two best friend, one is naive and the other has trust issues, okay? Funny, quirky best friends, college, best friend graduating college or just graduated college. African-American soldier in Vietnam falling for the Vietnam woman while stationed there. Lindsay, now you know that's too long. Let's see. Late bloomer friends. Oh, I love that. Okay, two besties starting over. Okay, good. So now you guys are understanding about the key trait. Because the key trait actually sets us up for a little bit of the curiosity and can also lead us into the conflict. Talkative, over-enthusiastic, two best friends on their last college road trip. Okay. I know, Lindsay, it's okay. I'm going to yell at somebody, so it might as well be you today. One is anxious and the other calculated, reunited, separated twins. Okay, perfect. So we have the who. And within that, we have the traits. Friends with developing feelings. Ooh, Quincelin. Okay, trying to get a little Grey's Anatomy on us. Okay, so the next thing is the conflict. What is the central conflict of our two best friends traveling across country? What is the conflict? Let's see some conflicts. Okay, run into trouble. That's conflict. It does not, though. I'm just setting you up. It does not pique my curiosity. You gotta give me a little something else. One of them is getting health care unavailable in her state. Oh no, like assisted dying or what is it? Assisted suicide. No money but big dreams. Okay. One is secretly kidnapping the other. Sassy Janine. Tell me more. Two introverted best friend, Vietnam War deployment, and ending a bumpy. One friend is driving over. Oh, these are so good. She's forbidden from entering. Biracial twins raised by different races. Decentering men escaping capitalism. So, Ty, I'm all for that. But you got to say that sexier. Liza, this is a good one. Yes, they're growing apart but refuse to acknowledge it. One is going to meet her online boyfriend and he's a catfish. Ooh, what if the online boyfriend is the best friend that's catfishing her? Ooh. A murder killing spree or murring killing speed. Head to the big city and university to achieve dreams. Running to hide the best friend from ICE. Oh, very timely. Very timely. That's so juicy. Trying to keep a move from happening. Okay. These are good. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part of this class. Best friends on opposite sides of the political fence. Okay, Dr. Nikki, some of us have been there. One has discovered time travel and wants to use it to change the world. I love it. Oh, Tiffany, don't worry about it. So am I. So am I. You could have wrote that perfectly straight and I just didn't see it. To start college, one is accepted to school. The other is lying because she doesn't want to let her down. Ooh, that's good. At the end of heartbreak and funds. Okay, we have the conflict. And so did you guys notice or feel like as you were coming up with the conflict that the curiosity was sort of like built in there a little bit? Did it feel like that when you were coming up with your conflict? Because that's what it is. Your evoking curiosity is not a separate thing. It's the overall, like when I read this, I'm going to be curious about what's happening. What is the why? So if you write your log line, wait, live restricted for some audiences. What? What? You guys hold one second. Live does not contain content mentions. Notice. Okay. Okay, y'all, somebody done put restrictions on our live, but that's okay. I know it happened one other time and I couldn't figure out what it was. But now that I think about it, all of our juicy conflict might be triggering the system. Yeah, it might be from what we're commenting too. I know, because it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, so your curiosity, if you write your log line and you get to 40 words and you're just like, oh, I can't get rid of anything. Then you start asking yourself, do I have the subject? Is it clear? Is it concise? Do I have the conflict? Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it central conflict instead of story points and plot twists? And at the end of it, is there curiosity? Am I longing to know what happens? Is there curiosity involved in that? And the reason why I explain it to you guys as the who, what, and the why, because that's really easy to understand, who, what, and why. But I also include subject, conflict, and curiosity to go hand in hand with that, because that perspective is actually more important when we get to other parts of your pitch deck, right? If you can understand what I mean by evoking curiosity and connect that to the why of the story, why your subject is doing something, why we're moving forward with this, why are we asking these sorts of questions, that's going to directly connect into your central themes. And that is a slide that is in your pitch deck for a scripted series. Your central themes. And so if you already know your why and the curiosity around it, it'll make it easier for your central themes. And that's if we're working in the order of glass of water up to an ocean. If we are at the ocean and we're coming down to a glass of water, then understanding your central themes makes your log line very easy. Makes it very easy because you already have your central themes and you understand that you're pulling from your central themes as opposed to the big giant ocean. So it's cracking down on it in a way. So I like to keep who, what, why for the simplicity, but subject, conflict, curiosity is really what you want to start saying and having in your head when you're looking at these things objectively, okay? How can you tell between story, plot point, and central conflict? Oh, that's a good question, Amari. Okay, so your central conflict is the thing that drives the whole story. It drives, in this case, drives the series, right? So let's say we have the two best friends going across country, right? The conflict is they ran out of money in Arizona and they're trying to get to Maine. Right? So that's the central conflict. That's the thing that every story plot is either going to be spawned from or come back to, right? That it is the catalyst that keeps all other conflicts, big and small, come back to this. What's the movie that just came out with Keke Palmer and SZA? One of Them Days? Same thing. They can't pay the rent. That's the central conflict. They cannot pay the rent. They got to figure out how to pay the rent. So the whole movie is about them figuring out how to pay the rent. And every single time they come up with a solution, that solution actually is another problem. But that problem that problem is a plot twist. That problem is a story point, because that problem wouldn't exist if the main central conflict wasn't there. So that central conflict drives everything, moves everything along. Thank you, Alicia, for pinning that. Okay, I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. Okay, so that is a really good question, Amari. Thank you for asking. Okay. You guys. I love the recap class. You guys have it's like a different energy in the recap class. I don't know why. Maybe because you guys are you feel like you've already got the information. I don't know. Okay, so title page and tagline and logline for the homework. Do you guys have any questions about that? I encourage you to talk on our Patreon. There's already conversations going on. There's already dialogue going on over there. People asking questions and working with each other. And this is just a reminder. It does not have to be the idea, right? You can do your homework off of something like we do in class, like a workshop. You can pick a topic and just write about it for your pitch deck. Just to give you guys a heads up, as we move through this and we do the workshop and your assignment is to create a title page, I'm not helping you build whatever that title page is for this week's homework. You do not have to continue to build it to the end of the course. So your whole pitch deck is that. So take that pressure off of you, because I may shake things up. Like right now we're doing the murder mystery. Did I say comedic murder mystery or just murder mystery? I forget which one. But whatever that is, I'm going to completely change it up next week. So then we're not just building one pitch deck. I'm using certain genres and tones to get you guys in the habit and the exercise of doing it, so that you are flexible and you understand it in a way that when anything comes up, doing a pitch deck is a no-brainer for you. Okay? So don't ever feel like, but I have this thing I want to do and I want to use it for the homework. That's fine. Use that on your own. What you turn in for homework, it's going to be something different. Okay, so let me just check in. I want to check in really quick with our Patreon. Okay, good. You guys have popped in. I love this. Good. I love it. Golden Glow. I don't know if you're still in here. Yes, show your business. Please ask questions. We like questions. If you turn on sentences for the deadline, would be okay. Well, thank you. That's so juicy. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I feel like we can go. Can you use pitch decks to submit for music video contracts? Absolutely. Okay, show your business. You clearly relate to class, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you this again. For your pitch decks, you can... For your pitch decks can be used for anything. I am a TV producer, so I generically use the term pitch deck very generically, okay? So a pitch deck for me is a TV series, a made-for-movie film, something very TV-esque. But I also make pitch decks for my YouTube channel. I also make pitch decks for the live pitch workshop when I'm asking writers and producers and directors to come be part of the show. I do like a mini little pitch deck that I send to them so they know who the audience is, what the summary and logline is for the pitch workshop, what the objective is. Really big on letting them know who the audience is. When I am creating a show, I have a podcast right now called No More Whispering Podcast, and I need funding for it. So I'm doing a pitch deck, and I send that pitch deck out to sponsors, to people I want to collab with. Pitch decks can be used for absolutely anything, even if you're not pitching it to anyone but your crew, right? Let's say you have a film and you're going to fund it yourself, or you got crowdfund it. If you want to do a crowdfunding, you can use your pitch deck in your crowdfunding. You could also use it once you have all the money and you're sitting around the table read with your crew. Do a quick little slideshow of a pitch deck and let them know this is what it is. These are the central themes. Letting your actors know this is the central conflict. This is the central theme. This is what your character is trying to pursue. These are the questions they're trying to answer in the pursuit of this story. Okay? Pitch decks are absolutely necessary for almost every aspect of any kind of creative endeavor. But because I'm a TV producer, I tend to just focus on the TV stuff. See, I'm from Toronto, applicable to Canadian media. What cities are the best to pitch in? Amina, I am not Canadian, so I don't know, but I will say this. I have worked on a lot of shows that were filmed in Toronto and in Vancouver, and it feels like the same system. But I don't know. I was in a bubble, so I really can't answer that. But I would imagine a pitch deck extends more than just the U.S. Pitch decks are sort of universal. People not even in the entertainment industry use pitch decks. I mean, it's essentially a slideshow about whatever project you're working on. How long is a typical pitch deck? I think 10 slides is kind of, I'm going to teach you guys about 10 separate slides. So right around there. I think, again, it's one of those, hey, Uncle Vanden. It's one of those things about the breaking the rules again. So you want to keep it short and sweet. Again, it's a glass of water. But I think also if, again, Steven Spielberg handed me a 48-page pitch deck, I'm probably going to read the whole thing. If you hand me a 48-page pitch deck, I'm probably going to put it aside because it feels overwhelming. So that's what it is. Oh my God, I just realized I still have these lights on above me. And they're really dull. Sorry, ADD kicked in. Have you always wanted to be in this field? No, actually, Ty, I am a TV producer because of a cute boy. Okay, good. Thank you, Sue. Pitch decks are standard here in Canada. Crystal, yes, Toronto and Vancouver. Yay. Sliding in late, had a business meeting. Okay, crafty K-pop. Okay. Let us know you got business. Okay. Oh yeah, my origin story. Yeah. So no, they're absolutely, men with podcasts are a little less useful than men without. Okay. Quick story time. This is how I know there's so many people who were not in the winter semester of Production 101, TV Production 101. When I was in college, so here's a little context. I don't know if I give this energy off now in my older age, but I was always very much Legally Blonde, clueless, like OMG, like totally. I was always that kind of energy, a little bit dingy, but like always very witty. Like they were like, I was opposites. I was very like dingy and like, oh my God, like, is that true? And I was also very clever at the same time. So, Alicia, this is the best story. Yeah. So it was a very mix. So I was also, part of that was I was also very boy crazy. So I was in college. I saw this guy, his name is Kamali Jones. Kamali was in the quad and I was like, oh my God, who is he? He is so cute. So I went up to him and started talking to him. I was like, hey, I have a break in between classes. I think I was like done for the day. And I was like, do you want to like go grab lunch or something? And he was like, oh, I'm done with class 2, but I have to go to work. And I was like, work? Like you have to leave the campus and like work? 'Cause also too, like I didn't pay for college. I was on like, I basically got a free ride and my parents were, upper middle class parents. So like college, I wasn't a broke college student. I was just like an extended teenager, right? So when people were like, oh, I have to go to work, I was like, oh no, you have to work? Oh my God. So when he said he had to go to work, I thought he was like going to work in the like steel mill. Like I had no concept of like whatever. So he was like, oh, I work on campus. So I'm, that's so juicy. No. But he worked on campus. So then I was intrigued. I was like, oh, okay, you work on campus. I'll just go to work with you. Again, this is like the Legally Blonde part of me, but he was like, okay, sure, whatever. And I was like, and then after you get your work done, we can go to lunch, right? And he's like, yeah, sure, I guess, right? So then I follow this man to work on campus, and he sits down and he like starts working. And I'm like, okay, like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I'm an editor. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. How long will it take you? Because I would like to go to lunch. And so he sits down in what I now know to be an edit bay. It was like a little cubicle with like monitors, like looks like a very typical edit bay. And he's sitting down at the time, it was like the little iMac. So he like had his iMac and then all these monitors. And he was like editing and he was taking so long. And I was like, oh, I just want to go to lunch. Like, come on, like you're cute, let's go to lunch. And so I started bossing him around. I was like, wait a second. I was like, why don't you just move that part over here, move that part over there, and then you should play this music. You know what would be really funny? This kind of music. And then do this and do that. And like after a while, he just like turned, and I'm like sitting behind him, and he like turned around and he's like, you're really good at this. And I was like, good at what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you're good at this. I was like, what is this? He's like, editing, like you're a good producer. And I was like, I was like, anyways, can we go to lunch? Turns out Kamali was about to graduate. So he goes, I'm going to tell my boss that you're really good at this and that you should take over my job when I graduate. And I was like, yeah, okay, like whatever. Like, is it going to take too long? Because again, I want to go to lunch. So then he takes me, walks me into his boss's office. He's like, she's really good at this. Again, I'm like, what are we even talking about, people? Like, I'm hungry. So she's like, okay, great. Come back tomorrow or like next week or something. She wanted me to come back. Long story short, we went to lunch. He's hilarious. We're still good friends. Absolutely hilarious. He graduated. They hired me at his job. I did not know how to edit, like physically edit. I was like, I don't know what all these buttons are. It turns out I hate actually physically editing, but I am really good at telling a story, and I'm really good at directing how to tell that story from all angles. And I'm also really good at organizing so that we can tell the story the way we want to tell it. So that show that he was working on was a 1-hour show that aired like every day for 30 days on public access at our college. And when I signed on, I was like, boring. Like, let's spice this up a little bit. So I took that hour's worth of time that we had, I cut it in half, and I made 2 separate 30-minute shows. I started an internship program so we could have people come help. And then that internship program turned into course credit for the college I was at. And long story short, 4 years later, it was an entire department under communications. We bought a studio. We basically bought out like the public access channel, and we just used it for our campus like TV studio. And it was fantastic and amazing. And then I left college, and I still left college and was like, so can I be a producer like in real life? Like, is that a thing? And then everyone was like, are you serious? Like, you just built an entire like college department. And I was like, so like, who do I call to like be a producer? Like, what do I do? Turns out you just got to get a bunch of internships. But yes, so that is the long story. So I left college and I applied for a bunch of internships. I was at Ben Stiller's production company, Red Hour Films. That is a funny job and a story for another day because, yes, Ben Stiller's a very serious person. And I am not. I really am not. I built an entire department. It's still there too. It's called College Beat. Let's see if I can find it. So College Beat was the name of the show. And then I turned it into an entire department. And this was at Cal State Long Beach. I did a lot of work. Let's see. Do they even still call it that anymore? Let's see. I don't know. But for a while they were inviting me back to like guest speak. And I was like, guest speak about what? Like follow the cute boy? Like I have no advice for anyone. I was like, I have no advice. Just follow the cute boy. And then my boss at the time, who still works there at the college, she's like, I've never seen someone so determined to like go out on a date with a cute boy who has Kamali was not interested in me at all, but he just thought it was funny because I was like, yo, let's go to lunch. Like, so that's why we ended up being friends, but turns out, and I was not interested in him either after we got to know each other, but, yes. And I don't know what Kamali's doing right now. He's sort of getting his life together, but he was instrumental and pivotal and getting me to where I was going. So no, I did Ben Stiller's production company, and then I got an internship at this modeling agency. So those were my 2 like internships. And then I was a transcriber for Paramount Studios, which was the only job that actually paid me money. And it was the worst job. Like, I literally had to listen to interviews all day long and transcribe them. Like, I did that for 8 hours at like random hours because I had to squeeze in my other internships. Eventually a friend called and said, hey, I'm interning at the Dr. Phil show. What do you think? She was like, I'm the only Black person here. Like, please don't make me be the only Black person here. And I was like, okay, fine, girl. I can squeeze in a third internship. So then I went to Dr. Phil to interview and got hired on the spot and literally told my other 2 internships, like, this is where I want to be. Like, this is where I want to be. So I left a Ben Stiller's production company. I left the modeling agency, which was such a weird, random job anyway. So random. The modeling agency, I was like, why did you guys hire me? Because they were bullies. They literally bullied me. They were like, oh, you're only like 5 foot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm short, but so are you. Like, we're not the models. We just work at the agency. Like, none of us are models here. What are we talking about? It was such a weird place. But anyways, it just wasn't my ministry. So then I ended up at the Dr. Phil show. And from there, I was an intern, a production assistant, associate producer, or senior associate producer, then producer. And then that was it for that. And then throughout the years, oh, you're 5'2". Yay. Us shorties. We got to stick together. I know, like, insane, Lord. That's fine. Oh, honey, you have no idea. That's just my career. That's just my career, honey. We don't want to talk about all the places I have lived and all the languages I have learned to speak, not even formally. I speak a very rudimentary form of Chinese that people think when they hear me talk, I am actually from China, and I'm not. Like, not at all. But I learned in the hood. So that's that. Spanish, same thing. Japanese, same thing. When I speak Japanese, people are like, no, girl, like, are you from Japan? And I'm like, nope. I don't know why. I was with the YNs. That's why. Celine, right? That's like, right? Like, you just learn it in a very informal way, and it's broken, but like not really. It's like not broken Japanese, but it's like, yeah. Educated people in Japan think I'm an idiot. And they think I'm like slang. It's almost like when in America, when white people use Black slang, like that's what I am the equivalent to in another country. No, I do, banker bestie. I have a really good ear. So I play the piano by ear. I play instruments by ear. So no desire to like be good at it. It's just something my dad like plays by ear, and so I can play by ear. Never anything I ever wanted to hone or do anything with, but it's really just like a funny party trick for me now. Yeah, it's just like literally someone will like hum something, and I'm like, oh, and they're just like, how did you do that? And I was like, I don't know. Yes, Thai. Well, Thai, I do one-on-one coaching. That is also in my bio. But I enjoy this part. So you guys don't know, with TV production and Hillman University, I made this like commitment to myself to go live every day for the first 14 days of January. And so that's what I did. And I'm now calling that the winter semester, because there's probably about 10, maybe 15 people on here that were on my lives every day for those 14 days. And we basically learned all this stuff. And they were like the best support group. They were the best group of people. And you can tell they're the most like vocal and active on here. But we did that for 14 days. And then when Dr. Barlow did her class, was like, oh, well, you're enrolled. I was like, well, okay, then be enrolled in my class too. And the thing about it is, because I did that 14 days, I was already prepared. Like the guide that I want you guys to purchase, so don't forget to buy it. That guide was the result of me teaching the course. So that's why it goes hand in hand, because I taught the course and mapped it all out, taught it. And then on the last day, people kept asking me like, oh, do you have notes? Like, where can I find this information? And I was like, you know what? Let me just put all of my notes into a guide, and then I will make that available to everyone. So that's really it really was like divine timing because I was able to come on here and really start the course. And I don't know if anyone's in here. I don't know if like Tiffany or Crystal or Alien Superstar, if you guys are in here, or Alicia or Steph, like, do you remember that last like live? I was like, oh, I miss you guys because I haven't been on. And I was on every single day. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, what do I do? And then I look up and they're like, we're teaching Hillman University. And I was like, oh, I can do that. I love it. It's so fun. So like, it was just divine timing and I'm excited about it. So, you know, that's why I say that too, to just kind of, we're building this as we go too. So when I'm like, we're on Patreon and you're like, where's the Patreon? I'm like, oh girl, I forgot to post a link. So, so as things are coming up, I'm literally building it as we're going. Thank you, Crystal. I know Tish is $500 for materials, honey. Oh, as a Charmed stan, I'm intrigued. I love Charm. I love Charmed. Yeah, but any more questions? I feel like you guys got a lot of Jillian lore today. A lot of Jillian lore. Yeah, I don't know. Any more questions? I have lived in every major city, just about. I now live in what I call rural Virginia, but it's not rural. It just feels rural because I came here from New York City. Show your business. I will not be here tomorrow. I am Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. Oh, that reminds me, guys. So for our live pitch workshops, we're on TikTok right now, but I kind of want to move that particular portion of this over to YouTube because it's just so much easier and cleaner and I can pull up slides and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do both and it's not really as cohesive as I was hoping it would be. We'll see. What did you feel you felt the most growth in your field? The most growth, that would be LA, only because that's where I started out and I was there for so many years and it was easy. But I also think it was easy because I was younger, right? I was like in my early 20s and everyone is there to work in entertainment in some capacity. So it was a lot of competition, but no one was really competitive. And you kind of understood the concept, at least for me, I really learned the concept of networking across as opposed to networking up. And so networking up is really important. But in LA, when I was in my 20s coming into the industry, it felt very much so like we were going into grad school together. And so, which is why when I tell you guys, the people that pop into these lives, a lot of them are TV execs. They run distribution programs and houses at whatever companies they're at. These people are my friends. They're like people that like I've had to hold back their hair after like frat parties kind of thing, you know? So like they've come to my house for Thanksgiving. They've come, like we've had Friendsgiving together. Like it's because you understand the building of community. So when they pop in, they pop in. Like I had the other day, I posted on Instagram a picture of me and Amanda Warren. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she's an actress. And Amanda is hilarious. And for some reason, I forget that some of my friends are actors, as in like I know it's their profession, but I forget that other people have a perception of them. Like I forget. Do you give away the twist in a logline? Absolutely not, Shantae. Do not give away your twist. Your logline is not a plot twist. Your logline is not story points. It is your central conflict. The most you can do is, or is it, right? But if you hit that 40-word mark, take it out. Take it out. What do you think the effects of the fires would be in the industry? Honestly, I don't know. So I get, again, because I've worked for so many companies in the industry, I was getting all of the alerts for all of the studios. Like they were sending their employees like updates about the fire, when to come into work, when to evacuate, all that kind of stuff. So I was getting alerts for like Disney Studio, Warner Brothers Studio, Paramount Studio, which I'm like, you guys, I don't even like, how are you still texting me? Especially Paramount. Last time I worked at Paramount. Oh no, I did just work at Paramount. I keep forgetting Paramount is in New York too. But no, I was getting a lot of the alerts, and some people were going back, some people were not. Yeah, Crystal, some people are just starting to like say it's okay to come back to the office. I think right now this industry it was already in a transition, and it was in a fight for its life. I think that part of it is over. And so we are now on the beginning of the new version of our industry. But I think we immediately got hit with, fires and obstacles and things that make it feel like we're still in that same transition. But I do think one chapter has closed and another chapter has opened. And that chapter just so happened to have some pretty big obstacles in the front end. What do I think about the Stay in LA petition? I don't really... Here's the thing. My opinion on that is... I'm trying to search for like the right words, because I lived in LA and I've been a working producer in LA. I've been a working writer producer in Chicago. I've been a working writer producer in Houston. I've been a working writer producer in New York. A working writing producer in Greenville, North Carolina. And the thing is, LA got to a point where everybody was in on it. So like if I were to film at a coffee shop, like I want to film at this coffee shop, I go call the coffee shop. It's like a mom and pop place. There was one point in my career, I would call that coffee shop and I'd say, hey, here's an appearance release. This is what we're thinking. Can we do it after hours where you guys are not working, and we'll pay for security. We'll pay for your staff to come in. We'll do all these things. And it runs us maybe $6,000. And that's for scripted. For unscripted, if we're just having people have coffee at your place and we don't need the whole place, it might just be an appearance release and like $250 for like to rent the place or to like be in the place. Then eventually that became $500. Then that became mom and pop shops were very savvy. And then they want to work out a location fee, and the average location fee is starting at $2,000. And then, when I say everyone's in on it, I feel like in LA, it's part of the income for a lot of places in LA. So that makes it harder for smaller production companies and smaller budgets to operate the way they want to in LA. So then they go to smaller towns where you call a coffee shop and say, hey, I want to film a big movie here. And they're like, oh my God, that's so exciting. Yes, come on in. And they don't know to charge us a location fee. They don't know to charge us, for security and for their staff coming in and the food we're about to eat. Like they're not as savvy. So then you can take advantage of that. So not necessarily a compassionate take, but I do understand that it's hard to do and stay in LA with your production. It just is really hard. I think TV films that are there should stay in LA. They need to up incentives and lower film LA. And Crystal, that is basically a shorter way of saying what I'm saying. It's costly. It's costly. So if I'm doing a film and I'm weighing out the best way to save money, to pay for my talent, to pay for whatever, LA makes it a lot harder. It's a lot harder. So then you start looking at other places. But here's the thing. The only reason why it's cheaper is because people don't really know yet, right? Like, yes, there's tax incentives. There's lots of incentives. But also that coffee shop that is now charging me $3,000 to film there didn't always charge me $3,000 to film there. And so if you go to Austin, that small mom and pop coffee shop was like, oh my God, yeah, we'll sign the location release. And then now that same mom and pop is like, okay, yeah, but $3,000. And you have to do it on this day. Like they get savvy and they understand how it works and how it operates. So it doesn't stay inexpensive long. Like even Chicago now is a little bit more expensive to shoot in than it was when I first got there. New York is always going to be New York. New York is always going to be New York. And I think what New York has for it is LA can be every city, right? Like if I'm filming in LA, very rarely does it have to be in LA. I think what New York has going for them is New York is New York. Like, yes, we have sound stages. Yes, we have New York Street on Paramount Studios and Warner Brothers backlot and the Universal backlot. But people who film in New York City, they're there because they want to be in New York City. You've been to Cleveland, I'm an hour away, and every once in a while they shoot some scenes there. Yeah. No, all these places had great incentives. It's like what Crystal was saying. If you incentivize the people, then they shift. And LA just stopped because LA was already the lore, right? Like it was easier for LA to kind of say, well, we have these rules now. Okay, and then now we have this. And then now we have that. And now it's this. And the bar can go as high as it wants because people in LA are in LA, right? Like that's where it is happening. So it's easier. Ooh, Wildflower Studios. I have not heard anything about them. In Queens? Let's see. In Astoria. No, I have not. Wait, what do they do? Let's see if I know some of their work. Oh, no, it's just like a shooting studio. Like a... Let's see. Okay. Oh, is it Robert De Niro's? Wait, what is happening with this? I don't think anything's happening. It reminds me of the thing they built in Chicago, the studio they built out there. Yeah, Kaufman Studios, familiar with them. Yeah, I didn't know Wildflower. Let's see. I didn't know about Wildflowers. They look fantastic, though. Oh, wait, did it just happen in September? Is that why I haven't heard of it? Yeah, it's Robert De Niro's. Oh, okay. I guess I did not know that. But I like that they list on their website, so they list the incentives. I do too. I like the idea of it being in Astoria. Let's see. A lot of production, though, is actually going to Ireland. Which I find that to be very interesting. But like the cheap stuff, that was the only way for it to be cheaper is to like ship it somewhere else. Like internationally. So like game shows are out there. Yeah, I'm from Mercy, so it's underground buzzing. Oh, okay. Love it. Love it. Would screenplay pitches be longer than TV pitch decks since the limit is 10 slides? No. So Quincy, there's no limit. I don't want you to literally limit yourself. There's no limit to your pitch deck. You just want to get what you need to get said in a clear and concise way. And the quickest way to not do that is to have something be 50 pages. You know what I'm saying? So there isn't a limit. Are they still short a lot in Canada? Ireland, I feel like I'm getting insider information. No. And Morocco, crazy. So many shows in Morocco. Yeah, a lot of scripted filming in Morocco. Ireland is more the like game show, daytime stuff. So like what is that daggone show with Jamie Foxx? They film that in Ireland. They film like all of those like nighttime, primetime game shows. They film in Ireland. They're really cheap to make. I mean, comparatively speaking. Do you have any opinions on what portfolios should look like and page numbers? A portfolio for what exactly, Shelley? Shazam. Yes, Shazam is filmed in Ireland. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a list. No, I can't get a list. It's so crazy. I always forget, like, sometimes I know stuff and it is insider information. I completely forget. Yeah, anything you're pitching, anything you want someone to invest in or green light or buy, you need a pitch deck. So that includes game shows. Game show pitch decks are fun. But also game shows are really sort of incestual, if that's like an appropriate word for it, because it's the same people making the games. Art direction, set director, curious to know from a producer standpoint. Wait, what were you asking me, Shelly? You're asking me if the pitch decks for film and TV are the same. Do you use the grid, the industry grid website? Are you on the grid? Yes, I'm on the grid. Are you on the grid? I'm on the grid. That's funny, Crystal. Yeah, game shows are super inexpensive. Game shows and court shows. So if you have like any kind of Judge Judy type show. And when I say cheap, it's not just like they're cheaper than like a talk show or a scripted series. They also are predictable. So your budget isn't relying on like a whole bunch of external possibilities, right? Like your jackpot is $50,000. Either they win it or they don't. You know, like there's no like, you know, they fly themselves out for most game shows. Like you're not flying people in. You're picking from the people who live nearby or the tourists who are in town. So there's no like travel budget really. And most of the prizes are trade out or they're gifted or extremely cheap, some sort of trade out. So then you're not really paying a lot of overhead there. And then studio wise, you can film a lot in one day. You could film, if you buckled down and did a game show schedule, let's say you have a game show that's like an hour, and within that hour you have like 5 rounds of like gameplay in that hour for one episode. So let's say you rent your studio and you set it up and you shoot Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, middle of the week, right? So you see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you turn the studio on. It's like $200,000 to turn the studio on. So you want to get as many episodes as you can. You need 5. You could probably film in like an 8-hour stint. You could probably film 40 like rounds, which would, I guess, be 5 episodes, right? And if you do that 3 days a week, you have 15 episodes, like in 1 week. And then if you do that every day for like a month, so 4 weeks, where are my math people? My Legally Blonde is coming in. So that's 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 45, 60. That's 60 episodes. You have an entire season and you just filmed for a month, 3 days a week. That's it. That's it. Didn't reality shows explode after the first writer strike because they were cheap and unscripted? Yes, they did explode, but not because they were cheap and unscripted. They exploded because there was nothing else. There were no other options. And people were watching them. Like they had a cult following, and it started a little bit before the writer strike. Speaking of, why do I still have restrictions? Let's see. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason violates community. They never say why. That's so annoying. So annoying. Jersey Shore saved MTV. I think my friend created that show. No. She created Jerseylicious. Do you guys remember that show? Let's see. Happened during the writer's strike, if I remember correctly, several years back. The writer's stock. Yeah. Didn't realize these shows. Yeah, they did. Yeah, but can I tell you, this time people were hopeful that reality shows would, like, you know, people would still buy reality shows during this writer's strike. Yes, my friend created that. Literally, like, went to Jersey, found these people, pitched them the idea, and then took that idea to, who was that? Endemol? I want to say it was Endemol. Went to Endemol, and she developed their show and went out and shot the pilot and the sizzle and the pilot, and then oversaw it for however many years. But yeah. Oh, I should have Sarah Lane come and talk to you guys too. But that should be more for unscripted. So unscripted pitch decks and scripted pitch decks are a little bit different. Have you checked out Arcane? Great voice, acting, story, animation style. No, I have not. I have not. Yeah, guys. I don't know. What's the sizzle? Oh, we haven't talked about sizzles. Not you named your horse Jerseylicious. That's funny. A sizzle reel is... how do I explain a sizzle reel? A sizzle reel is like a pitch deck, but video. And it has the best part. So like, if you have a sizzle reel, let's do unscripted. So let's say you have a sizzle reel. And actually, no, a sizzle reel is like a trailer for your project. So all the best bits that you could, yeah, it's like a trailer, but the intended audience is different. So you approach it a little bit different. So like a trailer is for the masses, whereas a sizzle reel is like, this is how fantastic Jerseylicious is going to be. And then it's like big here. And it's like high quotes like, not today. Oh no, higher the hair, the closer to God. Like, it's like, think the intro to Real Housewives, but like that kind of energy back to back to back to back to back. Exactly. Exactly, Ty. Exactly. Swagger. A lot of reality series you want to do a sizzle reel. A lot of like big time producers will do sizzle reels for almost everything. What show was it I was just talking about? Their pitch deck was the sizzle reel. And like they literally filmed it with their own money and did the sizzle reel and then sold it off of that with the same actors, the same everybody. Oh, I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, so I think Wednesday they ended up, Tim Burton, I think, was it? It might have been, don't quote me on that. Let me look at my notes. They literally just filmed the first episode. Like hired the actors, Jenny Ortega, whoever, did whatever, and then put that together and then said, hey, buy this and we'll finish the rest of this. So film your project, then create your sizzle, or create the sizzle, then shoot the project. So you want to, your sizzle, you want to shoot, technically you want to shoot the project, then create the sizzle. But most times the sizzle, so like I had to create a sizzle for, what show? Oh, for Iyanla Fix My Life. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Iyanla Fixed My Life. I helped create that show. Iyanla's show was originally a talk show where Oprah was like, I'm off the air. You're going to come and you're going to be the next Oprah and you're going to sit down in the studio and talk to people and solve their problems in the chair, right? So that we filmed, Lord Jesus, we filmed, it was like a week of filming and it took us hours upon hours upon hours to film these episodes. So we literally filmed, we went to Oprah's old studio, we booked people, pre-interviewed them, flew them out, did the whole thing, and shot a week's worth of episodes. And when we got done, the goal was to take those episodes and put together a sizzle reel so that we could get funding or someone to greenlight, which ended up being Oprah's own production company, right? But talk about just going through the motions. But we wanted them to greenlight it, so we took that week's worth of footage and we did it in a poppy sizzle with all of her best sound bites, all of the best. I mean, that's what we put together. But we then very, very quickly realized that that's not her best format, right? But we did have to film. So we didn't film an entire season. We just filmed like 4 episodes. And then we took the best bits of each of those episodes and did the sizzle reel around that. And that's what that's like usually when it comes to funding and money, that's usually when you're like, let's call that upper middle class. As far as like your role in the industry, you're in there, but you're not up here and you're not at zero, right? So if you can kind of get together enough money and call enough favors to get some stuff filmed, and then you create the sizzle, and then you can lead with that with your pitch deck. But if you are not at that level, then your pitch deck becomes the thing, and you one-on-one. Yeah, creative marketing with the best bits. Yep. So the sizzle more for industry, investor, and trailer for test groups. No. Sizzle is for investors, companies, anyone that you want to say yes to your project. The trailer is more like for the viewing audience, right? So like in your sizzle reel, you might show clips and some behind the scenes, and you might add the demographic in there. You might add some things that the average viewer at home doesn't care about. Let's see, I almost got a chance to film a pilot for Young Jock's salon partner, Nini. She canceled last minute. Oh, that sucks. The canceling always sucks. So what would be your advice on a book series becoming a TV series? In regards to what? Like getting it pitched, putting the pitch deck together. I think if you have a book you already have established intellectual property, so then it's a different kind of conversation that they'd have with you. But you definitely want to include that it has established IP already in your pitch deck. You definitely want to let them know that. If you have visuals from the book, like if you know, let's say we do Harry Potter. Harry Potter didn't have a whole lot of visuals in the book. And once the first movie came out and it was a hit, the next books used the visuals from whatever the next book to come out. They started using the same visuals from the movie. Which you guys know, I absolutely love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling has been a little bit disappointing as of late, but I just love her, I love her story. A sizzle is a high energy promo showcasing project vision for, yeah, there you go, Crystal. Okay, got it, thanks. Oh, wow, okay, how do we upload homework on Patreon? If you go to the chat, you can upload it. I think it has to be, let's see, I literally just saw Asia write about this. It is, if you go in there, Asia. So, okay, so there's the post, right? There's the post with our homework. And then if you go to the chat, which please forgive me because I'm still figuring out how to operate Patreon from my end. If you go to the chat, there is a chat that has our homework there, and you add it under the chat. And if, as you can see, oh, look at you guys all up in here. Look, we got oh, I love that you guys are already like giving it hearts and stuff. Yes. Anita's is in there. Asia's is in there. These are so good. Look at you guys. One wrong note. Killer karaoke. Anita. Of course, that's Anita. You guys should know, I absolutely love Anita. I love like her creativity and her her just overall ideas and concepts. Absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. Yeah, you guys did good. Jake's Life. Asia made hers like a video. I mean, you guys are great. I'm hoping to turn my book into a franchise, movie wise, or TV, whichever I can achieve. Okay. You can. You can. I firmly believe you can. And I tell people too, because our industry is our industry, and it's really hard, and it's really unpredictable and changing. Use your pitch deck to get crowdfunding. Use your pitch deck to get your own collabs to help build it. Sponsors who want to be part of your project. Like, you can do that. You can do that. You can also find incubator companies. I work with one called Voyage Media. I don't know if I suggest them to people just yet because I'm still a little bit new. It's only been a few months. But they definitely can help you get to in the rooms that you want to get into. No, for our homework, you put it on Patreon. So if you don't know where our Patreon is, or if you didn't get your acceptance letter, go to the link in my bio. It'll say Stan Store. Click on that and it opens up all the links. So you'll see a bunch of stuff there. When you go to that page, it'll show you like all of my social media handles. Patreon is one of them. I haven't figured out how to put Patreon just as a link by itself, but it's there. Oh, Tanya, you're doing a judge show. I mean, not to brag, but my first ever Emmy was for a court show. So what do you need? What do you need? What kind of questions do you have? What do you need? Homework question. Do we have to say murder mystery if it's a detective show? It just has to be a comedic murder mystery. Okay? And Ebold, that's all I'm going to give you. I'm not answering any more questions like that. Because I want this to be absolutely from your mind. I'm interested with the scripted content, but at the moment I have 2 podcasts in healthcare and business. Oh, I love that. The God Sister. 2 podcasts in healthcare and business. Okay, so are you, this is a very personal question. How is the money coming in from those? Are you doing sponsorships? Are you doing collaborations? Are you doing subscriptions? Like, how are you financially supporting the podcast? I'm excited. I'm a hairstylist, so I want to base it off of hair alone. Okay. Wait, a court show on hair? Like, all of the litigants or the court, like the guests are fighting over like hair stuff? Oh, okay. I mean, they have paternity court where people are fighting over paternity tests and the paternity of their child. So anything can work. Okay. The stylists need to, for late fees and issues. Oh God. Hair court show. I love this. Oh, I love it. You guys are so funny. You guys are so, can I tell, I just love creativity. I love creative energy. I love being around people who just have amazingness. For images, do they have to be stock images? No, they don't. They don't have to be stock images. They can be anything as long as it supports the world that you're trying to build. It supports the tone, the genre, and the world that you're trying to build. For instance, Alicia, Alicia, you're still in here, right? So Alicia, her pitch for one of our live pitch workshops, she is doing an animated series. So none of her stuff's going to be stock. Like her stuff is her animated stuff. Okay, Crystal, I will see you later then. No, class is about to end anyway. It's 9:30. No, but thank you for coming in, Crystal. I appreciate it. Everyone say bye to Crystal. She's leaving. Let's see. Wait, I thought I saw. There you go. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can use whatever images, as long as the visuals represent what the world that you want to build. Be as creative as you want, because that's your calling card, right? Like that, how that pitch deck makes me feel about your project is everything. Do you suggest free Canva? Oh, Canva for me has been a saving grace. I have been using Canva since, I don't know when, since like 2014 or something crazy. Like when they didn't even have, they barely had any stock photos. But no, I like Canva. It's very easy. It's very user friendly. So it's definitely a good place to start. I think, and they have a slideshow section now. Autumn, I think I have paid Canva. Can I tell you guys, I don't know how long I've been paying for Canva, but every so often I get like an email that's like, your invoice has been paid. I'm like, what? So I guess I do have the paid side. I have a bunch of ideas for movies, but one idea is people go to a resort and they clone people there. Ooh, that's good. Oh, you could use that for your homework assignment, that one girl. Yeah, I like Canva. I like Google Slides is good. They're easy, but Canva just, it looks better. And there's so many templates. Like you can literally click on a template, move one photo out, and put your photo in, and you're done. And they're really trying to like do this AI thing. So I don't know. What edit software was the boy using in college? Adobe. He actually was using Adobe Premiere. Not Adobe Premiere. He was using shoot. What is it? Adobe Premiere? The editing? No. Avid. He was using Avid. Yes, he was using Avid. And I have never used Avid. I've never used Avid. Not one single time have I ever used Avid. I like came in the industry as that was on its way out. So I did not need to use it. Even though I went to talk shows, and talk shows are like dinosaurs. Talk shows never want to upgrade to anything. Talk shows are like, no, it's been working. We're not changing anything. And then I was like, who knows how to use Avid? Like, come on now, people. Come on. But yes, the cute boy from college, didn't know it, but changed the course of my life. Yeah, I use Riverside.fm for all of my podcast stuff. It's just easier when I do interviews and I can edit it right in there. There's not a whole lot to edit. Like I'm not adding a whole lot of graphics. And I can do lower thirds and all that kind of stuff in there really easily. Yeah, I like Riverside. Oh, is it? Is Riverside attached to Spotify? It might be. You know why I use Riverside? I learned about Riverside from my TV stuff. So I use it for my podcast now, but I learned about it when COVID happened and we had to do interviews and everyone else was doing their interviews on Zoom. And I was like, guys, like, come on now. Zoom is like ridiculous. And then I learned about Twitch, which I didn't know had advanced as much as it did by the time we got to COVID, because I knew about Twitch before COVID. But during the lockdown, I was like, oh, so if I want to stream, this Riverside place will allow me to stream in all these other places. And I was like, okay. So I literally had to bring my entire show. I think I was at Dr. Oz at the time and had to bring us all over to Riverside.fm. And it was like, they were like, oh my God, it's not Zoom. And I was like, ugh, people, get off of Zoom. Nice. I'm currently learning Unreal Engine for small virtual production. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, does it? So Spotify, Alicia, you know how I feel about Spotify for creators. You know how I feel about Spotify for creators. For anyone who doesn't know, and then after this, I'm going to get off the live because it's been a really great class. There were a lot of people in here and you guys were all very active. And I love that. I love the interacting that you can have on TikTok Live. But, are you currently producing a show? Like a TV show? I'm producing my podcast and I'm building out my own production company right this second. Where I'm also dodging having to work for CNN. Dodging it. Like, stop sending me stuff. I'm not doing it. So creative writers, duet, Arc Studio, or Final Draft. I like Final Draft, but I'm old school. So Final Draft is like, I can format Final Draft on my own, like with my eyes closed. I can just be like, do space, do indent, do scene, exterior, interior. Like I love it. Am I hiring? Yes, I am, for free, because it is a one-man band over here. I think there would be a lot of people wanting to watch and participate. Oh, wait, watch and participate. What? What did I miss? I think I missed something. Yeah, so here's my spiel about Spotify for Creators. Spotify for Creators at the end or at the beginning of the fourth quarter last year, they made an announcement that they are trying to compete with YouTube's monetization model. So meaning podcast as we have known them is you, the podcast producer and company that's producing the podcast, you go after sponsorships and you place your commercial breaks into the actual, like, you guys are so funny about internships. You place your commercials and sponsorships inside of the podcast. So it's an in-podcast read. On YouTube, though, you just produce the content and YouTube pops in the commercial breaks, right? And the ad dollars. So they sell the space, they sell the ad dollars, and they put it in your content and then give you a cut. Spotify wants to move towards that. So you don't have to get sponsorships for your podcast. You can just do the podcast, put it on Spotify for creators, meet the threshold they need you to meet, and then they will put commercial breaks in for you and give you a cut the same way YouTube does. So I am telling people, because they made this announcement at the end of the fourth quarter or the beginning of the fourth quarter last year, that they're aiming, like they're gunning for YouTube's monetization model, meaning any content that you would normally put on YouTube, whether it's a podcast or non-podcast, but it has audio and video components to it, I would upload it and host it on Spotify for creators, because as we know, when these social media platforms want to get us on board, they pay a lot of money up front. Like in the beginning, they'll just pay you as much as you can. TikTok obviously did it. And then to compete, Instagram did it, Facebook did it. And now Spotify is the next one. So I am telling people, go start a podcast and host it on Spotify for creators and just focus on that for 2025. That's the money right now. That's where we're chasing the money at. Let's see, hear me out. Most salons are show worthy already. It's always an adventure, especially mine. That's so funny. Yeah, so I tell people Spotify for creators. And a podcast can be anything. Podcast is such a generic term now. It can be anything. Absolutely anything. You can, one of these shows you guys are making up, write about it and tell the story with a mic in front of you and be like, chapter 1, 2 best friends on a cross-country journey. One doesn't know she's being kidnapped. I mean, like, what? 2 best friends on the run. I don't know. And just read it. Break it up into 4 episodes, 6 episodes, 8 episodes, read it, and then post it. That's all you got to do. I should not do audiobooks. I should not do audiobooks. Yes, this class is on YouTube. Okay, first of all, y'all, I almost didn't yell at anybody. I almost did not yell at anyone on this class today. But if I have to tell y'all one more time, it is going to be on YouTube a week later. A week later. Yes, we're going to play this again. Yes, I'm going to roll this again. And yes, it will be on YouTube, including this part, because I'm not going to edit it out. I'm not going to edit it out. YouTube will have no context, okay? Because they do not see the comments. They're just going to be like, why is this lady yelling at imaginary people? I am yelling at y'all, okay? Next week, you can find this episode, me yelling at you, on YouTube. If you haven't followed me on YouTube, link in the bio. While you're there, add yourself to the email list and buy my damn guide, okay? I said, in fact, let me see if anybody bought this guide, okay? Because y'all stressing me out for the free, okay? For the free 99, stressing me out. Ah, I see. No one has bought the book since we've been on a live. No one has bought the guide. And that's okay. I won't take it personally. I won't. But buy the damn guide, okay? Because I can't be in your ear every 5 minutes, okay? I cannot be sitting there with you doing your homework. I cannot sit there with you when it's time to do your pitch deck for your one great idea that is going to make you rich, okay? Not we get paid this Friday. Not we get paid this Friday. I heard that, honey. I heard that, okay? The 1st and the 15th, okay? I'm not going to ask y'all to do anything until it's the 1st and the 15th, okay? Let's see. Anna, this is TV Production 101. Emphasis on pitch decks and getting money for your creative process. Not up, Shantae. Not you have to look at my credentials. I'm not going to yell. 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 I'm not going to yell because Shantae, that's fair enough. Okay? That's fair enough. But also, Shantae, didn't you already buy the book? I feel like you already bought the guide. But yes, my credentials, they're there. They're there, honey. 7-time Emmy award-winning television producer, Jillian Carter. Okay, Jillian Carter. Okay. Okay, fine, Shantae. That means I won't yell at you today, but I'll yell at you tomorrow. Okay? Actually, I won't because I'm not going to be on live. Okay, we're going to end this with our last commercial break. What's the first thing in our commercial break? Go buy the guide. Here's why you buy the guide, because it is useful. Okay? It will stay with you long past my voice echoing in your head, telling you what to do for your pitch deck. Okay, that's the first reason. The second reason is because it's just so much easier to follow along in class. I jump in between both. Like the first book I have up there, Shape Your Idea into a TV Pitch, that's like more like a book, and that's like a lot of stuff you have to read, and it reads like a book. This one is a guide. It reads like a guide, but I do jump back and forth between both of them. I think if you have the ultimate guide is, excuse me, sorry. I think the guide, if you have to buy one, the guide is really the best one for this class because it is all of my notes from this particular course. So go buy it. That's our first part of the commercial break. The second part of our commercial break is you need to go, no, it's class schedule. So Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern, I'm on here live teaching the lesson of the week. Then Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we do a recap, a little more in depth, and a lot more question answering on Wednesday's class. If you cannot make Tuesday's class, Wednesday's class is perfect for you. If you went to Tuesday's class, Wednesday's class is just a recap. I'd love to see you in both, but I understand if you can't make the recap, that's perfectly fine. Tuesday is when I assign the homework. The homework is always due by Sunday. Okay? Sundays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, is our live pitch workshop. That is when one of our students in the class can pitch a project and they will get it workshopped like a one-on-one. It's what I would do if we did like a one-on-one workshop together. I do that, but we do that on live. So you guys get to see what their pitch deck might look like or what their idea kind of looks like and how they pitch it. I give them pointers on what to say, how to pitch it, and basically give constructive criticism on it. And then depending on where they are in the process, I can also give them next best steps, like which production companies to talk to. Should they establish intellectual IP? Should they just go straight to crowdfunding? That kind of thing. And that is every Sunday, 7:30 to 9:30. And I do believe I'm going to just start doing that on YouTube because that is a little bit separate from the class. But I don't know. I'm still figuring that out. Okay. So Tuesday, new topic. Wednesday, recap. Sunday, live pitch workshop. That is 1 week. At the end of that week, I will post all 3 of those to YouTube on that Monday. So if you've missed Tuesday class, Wednesday class, and the live pitch workshop, go to my YouTube on Monday and you can catch up. Okay, so it's YouTube is going to be a week behind when it comes to classes. This is the part I love the most. I love talking to you guys on live. I love the interaction. So this is where the class is. Anything else is just you guys catching up to the class. So come here. Come here. I will often, I don't know what made me do that. I will often create a event that'll just say classes at whatever time. You can register for that event. There's an option to register for it. It doesn't matter if you do, if you don't. It doesn't really matter. As long as you show up, that's good. Shantae! Shantae! I said I wasn't going to yell at you. I really said I wasn't going to yell at you. I done said 7:30 p.m. Eastern 18 times. Thank you. Thank you. 17 times I done said 7:30 Eastern. Okay? Okay? Yes, thank you, Shantae. Thank you, Shantae. Live pitch workshop persons must register their pitch on WGA. Yes, let them know, Nash. Let them know. The new show Watson with Morris Chestnut is a black version of House. So I watched that. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. The pilot episode didn't sell me. Okay, AD94, come on 7 times. You know what I'm saying? I got these Emmys on lock. And rent due next week. You guys are so funny. Can I tell you, I love us. I'm like, by my God, they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The 1st and the 15th. Okay? The 1st and the 15th. Come on, calm down. Am I on the email list? I don't know. I do not know if you were on the email list. Let me check, though. Let me check. Well, is this your first name? Is this what you would have put on the list? So I don't know. I don't know. You're going to have to go and add yourself just to be safe. Interview with a Vampire. You know, I've actually never watched that series. I'm in my I don't really want to watch demon vampire phase. Even though Charmed is my thing. Okay? Charmed, Buffy, all of the things. I'm just in my I don't want to. Don't yell at me, but where is I am going to yell at you. The Patreon link. I'm just kidding. The Patreon link. It's in my bio. It is a little bit hard to find. So that's why I'm not going to yell at you. But if you click, so the link says Stand Source, the only link on my bio. You click on that, it opens up to other options, like gives you more links. The first one is going to be the ultimate guide to, well, don't even look at that. It's going to show you different options of things to purchase. But if you look under my name, Jilly Willy Productions, you'll see a TikTok symbol, you'll see a YouTube symbol, and then you'll see like a link. Like the symbol of a link. If you click that, that's the Patreon account. Okay, so I won't yell at you because that is hard to find. You're welcome. I know I don't watch. I like the demon stuff, but when Evil went off the air, what was that, last year or the year before? When Evil went off, I was like, okay, I don't want to get into anything else. What do you think of Atlanta, this show? I'm salty they ended. No, I loved Atlanta. In fact, they used to throw the best Emmy, not party, but it was like an Emmy, like for the Emmy judges. Because I forget, that's also in my credentials. I am a judge for the Emmys. They would throw like viewing parties, I guess is the best word to call it. They always just have the best ones. Absolutely love it. But yeah, no, I like Atlanta. You guys, sometimes the shows are just done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily canceled. It's just the story has been told. Mr. and Mrs. Swift with Donald Glover. I like that show, but I'm not a Donald Glover fan. Like, I'm always 50-50 with him. Like, I enjoy watching him, but then sometimes I don't. And I don't know what it is. Psychological thriller era. Yes. I'm not in that either. I don't want to be scared. I feel like what's happening in the world right now is scary enough. Every morning I wake up, it's a psychological thriller. Every morning. It's like, what happened last night? What happened in the middle of the night? Whose rights were taken away? So yeah, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Leverage. I've been going back to the old, like, wholesome, like, whodunit kind of things. So at this point, you're really about to see my interest. You guys are so funny. You guys, I started this production company in November, okay? So God willing, by next November, we will have something to be, like, over the moon excited about to share. But, like, right now, this is the grind. We're in the grind part. This is every day I'm asking people for money. Every day I'm on the phone with somebody going, hey, here's the show idea. Okay, yes, this is what I'm asking for. Yes, okay, you can give me that. That's not going to be enough. I need you to give me more. Like this, that's me every day. Every single day. Let's see, I just finished Teen Wolf for the first time through. Oh, how was it? I added myself, was confirming and have not received my. Oh, okay, so all the acceptance letters went out Monday morning. So if you were not on that list by Sunday night, then you probably didn't get your acceptance letter. I'm going to circle back on Sunday and everyone will catch up since we had our first week and I'll resend that out to the new folks. Shelly, you do not want to be a fly on the wall from the calls. You do not want to be those calls. This is the call. It's always like this. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't get it? You didn't get. Okay, great. I just sent it to you. Great. Open it up. Thank you. Yes. No, there's no viewership yet because we need you to sponsor it. You can sponsor one episode. One episode will be $10,000. Okay, you want to give me 5? No. We need 6. Bare bones minimum. Okay, great. Talk to you tomorrow. Like, that's the call. That's what the call is. And that's a good one. The average call is hello, 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 hello. Okay, you can't hear me? Okay, great. Okay, I'll call back. That's most of it. Yeah, that's most of it. It's like, hey, did you get my email with my deck? Yeah, great. So here's the deal. Production starts in 2 weeks and we need money. I know. Oh, no, I'm good at negotiating. I love negotiating. I love it. I love it. I don't know why. For some reason, when I'm negotiating, it's never me. It's like an outer body experience. Like, even though it's my money and my like usually with my contracts, it's about me. But like when I negotiate, I'm a whole different person. It's like a whole outer body experience. And I'm like, no, my client needs boom, 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 boom. It's insane. It's insane. Negotiation is something I definitely need to master. Now, here's my advice on this. I think I did a video on this actually. When you are negotiating, take all the personal, emotional stuff out of it. And here's what people don't realize is extremely emotional. When you're asking or negotiating your worth, you can never, ever, ever get paid the amount of money that you are worth because you are priceless. There's no number that matches that. So I take that out. Like, no one's paying me my worth. It's not happening. There's no such thing. What you are paying me for, though, is a skill set. And this skill set has a going rate, right? Let's say that going rate is, we'll use low numbers that I can calculate quickly, right? That going rate is $100. That's the going bare bones basic. Your girl's not basic. I'm about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notches up here. So that $100 needs to immediately be $800. And I'll go down to 500, but we're going to start, it's going to come at 8. I'm coming hot. Because my worth is millions and millions and billions and trillions. Like, there's no amount that equals my worth. But my skill set, though, we've already calculated that, what that means and what that is. And then you just negotiate. If you have more experience, less experience, whatever you feel is your thing. Shantae, I got to walk my dog. Oh, we love the doggies. Yay. Okay, I'll see you next week, Shantae. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for being part of the class today. Speaking of, it's 10 o'clock, y'all. It's 10 o'clock. And you know I love being on these lives, but it's 10 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast, y'all, in rural Virginia. I may have fumbled a job today, and it was the only first email exchange. Shelly, you can't fumble it if it's yours. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Even if you did it perfectly, someday it's not yours, you know? So never think of it. Like, don't beat yourself up over it. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it, Shelly. If it's for you, it's for you. Which is I say that confidently because that is the lesson that I have learned this year. Like, you know, you hear people give you that advice, you hear it, but for me, the lesson I learned, it was 2024. I absolutely understood, like, if it's for me, it's for me. Oh, yeah, you're in North Carolina. Oh, my God, Tanya, what part? I lived in Greenville, North Carolina for 8 months. Never again. First time sitting in on Hillman Talk class, and you're incredible. Oh, thank you, Will. Toussaint. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you're in Raleigh. I was in, is that an hour away from you? Yeah, I was in Greenville, North Carolina. Never again. I should have moved to Raleigh, actually, like after that. I'm going to ignore Spooky Saray because I've already yelled at somebody today. So I'm just going to ignore it. But someone please answer her question, okay? Someone please answer her question so she can have the homework assignment. But I'm not, okay? Because I don't want to yell again. No, Greenville, because I was a producer for Mr. Beast. And he is out of Greenville, North Carolina. Ciao. Let me tell you. Look at that. Look at Nash. Let's see. Title page, logline, and submit via Patreon. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Spooky Sarah, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am going to yell at you, but I'm like not serious. I just enjoy yelling. What brought me to Virginia? So I left New York to go to Greenville. Greenville was not a nice location for me. So I was like, I'm going to leave because I don't like these people. And I don't like these people at all. And I have family that lives in like Virginia Beach area. So I was like, I could go back to New York, or I can go back to New York and start the grind all over again. Or I could just come to like Virginia Beach and like not work for like a year and live off my savings. Cause the standard of living is so much less than in New York that I can kind of chill for a little bit. So that's what I decided to do, but I don't know how to chill. So in my year off, I started a production company. So this is where we are now. Let's see. Thank you. Quincelin, thank you. Cause I am not about to answer that question again. Charnel, look, I love New York. New York City is me. Like that is, when I die, bury me in the subway. Like, I don't know. Like, just, I love New York. But it's also really expensive, especially like the life I was living out there. Very, very expensive. So it's just nice taking a little break. I call this rural Virginia as like a joke because it's not rural. Like, it's just not the DMV, but it's definitely not rural. Like, there's 2 international airports. There's like 7 colleges in this area. Like, all sorts of corporate, like it's not rural, but in my mind, it's rural. So I'm always like, I live in rural Virginia. I know it's 10 o'clock. I got to go. Okay, so I'm ending our class, but I'm ending with this. I will see you guys on Sunday. Sunday is our live pitch workshop. I don't think we have anyone scheduled yet. So usually people are, I don't know, sometimes people get a little scared and they'll like register like at the last second. But as of now, that spot is open. So if anybody wants to be brave and do their pitch live, go ahead and slide into that slot. Oh, Chester, Virginia. Okay, so Sunday, 7:30. If no one picks that slot, we will find something else to do during that time. But I really hope that someone is brave enough to pitch on Sunday. Okay. And I sent you guys an email about the pitch workshop. So hopefully you have that. If not, I'm going to add that. Wait, did I add that into our Patreon? I'll add that into our Patreon too. So you guys have that information. Okay. But I am deuces, peacing out. Thank you so much for a great second day of class, a great first week. And I will see you guys all Sunday. Good night, guys.